YouTube, what's up? What's up? Jamar, Vegas Sense here. And in this video, I'm actually going to be going back to another fragrance that I sort of did like a first impressions of uh, maybe several weeks back. It's probably a little bit longer than that, maybe about 1.5, 2 months back. And that one is going to be Homme Classique, and this is another one from Alexandria Fragrances. This is their version of Yves Saint Laurent L'Homme, and I must say, this bottle has definitely it's changed a lot as it's aged. This one, I would say, it probably took a little bit longer to age than some of the other Alexandria fragrances that I own. And just initially when I first got this and I sprayed it, I wasn't I wasn't really that impressed with the smell of it. I like the smell of it, but when comparing it to, you know, the original OG version alone, which is what I actually have right here, so I'll be comparing the two. I didn't really get enough of a similarity to really warrant me having a full bottle of this. But I kind of stuck with it with this one. Definitely kept wearing it and kept wearing it, and then for a little while I just kind of just left it alone for a little bit, and just let it kind of sit. But like I said, I've had it for a couple of months now. You can see, I mean, I put pretty decent, pretty decent dent in this bottle for me to, for this to be one of my newer fragrances that I own here. But I mean, again, this is really really good stuff. And what I would go as far as to say is, I would say that this is better to me than YSL Alone. And one of the main reasons why is because of the performance of this. As far as the longevity that I get out of this particular fragrance, like I just wore it today, and I think at this point this bottle is pretty much fully aged to its full potential. I sprayed this on me at, I don't know, like 5 a.m. this morning when I was going out for work. And I mean, it's definitely, it's not projecting anymore at this point, but it's still there. And I don't really have to dig hard. I still get wafts of it, or have been getting wafts of it throughout the day. So that's really, really impressive, especially for this scent. Anybody that knows about, any current formulation of YSL Alone, that fragrance pretty much goes away within, I don't know, maybe 3-4 hours or so, at least on my skin. Like, to me, L'Homme performs worse on my skin than La Nuit de L'Homme does, which is pretty bad. So, yeah, as far as performance goes, this one kills L'Homme. Also on projection, this definitely projects longer, and a lot stronger. And the main thing that you get from the Alexandria version is the ginger, and I would say it smells like the ginger and lemon are really kind of amped up. And you mainly get that for, like, the first several hours of this particular fragrance. Is you really get a nice, fresh, clean, and strong ginger note out of this. And that's, I would say those are some of my favorite parts of YSL Alone. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna spray each one on one of my palms here, just to kind of refresh myself on how each one smells. And so on my left wrist here, or back of my hand, I'm gonna spray the original Yves Saint Laurent L'Homme. And this one, I believe this is I want to say a 2009 batch, so it's still within like the first formulation. And here we go. This is supposed to be based on the Alexandria version, this is supposed to be based on the 2006. So again, that first formulation. Okay. So again, I mean, when you first spray the Alexandria on, you get this really fresh ginger and lemon smell from it. And it's not like a lemon cleaner smell. It really actually smells like a natural lemon to me. That's the main thing that I get. From the YSL alone, I would say I kind of get more of the florals, kind of mixed in with like the ginger and the lemon. I get more of the florals though, kind of mixed in together with it. So one thing that I'll go ahead and say is the YSL alone, to my nose, it smells like it's better blended, but I wouldn't necessarily say that it smells better as an actual fragrance, in my opinion. So yeah, I mean, you get the ginger and the lemon. I would say more so the lemon from the YSL alone, like the citruses, the lemon and the bergamot. But at the same time, I can still kind of smell like the florals in the YSL alone, and I believe that's like violet leaf. Yeah, it's violet leaf, basil, white pepper, and spices in the mid. And I'm definitely getting the violet leaf for sure out of this. When I go over to the Alexandria version, the ginger, I would say, is the main player that's kind of overpowering everything, the ginger and the lemon. And there's also a little bit of spiciness to it as well. But again, the Alexandria version just smells fresher. So I would almost kind of say that, I mean, even though really both of these are more so, I guess you could say they are more so warm weather fragrances. But the Alexandria, I would say, is more so for warm weather. I've worn the Alexandria in cooler weather, like 50 degrees or so. But I think that this would really, really shine, when it's warm outside, so like 70 plus degrees. Whereas the YSL alone, I think it would still do good in the warmer weather, but I would say this one it would probably perform better in slightly cooler weather. So like maybe, I don't know, anywhere from like 65 to like 50 degrees or so. The YSL alone just smells just a tad bit thicker and not as aromatic, I would say, as the Alexandria version. So really, it just comes down to, I guess, personal preference. If you're not really that much of a fan of ginger, then you probably won't like the Alexandria version because it's really, really heavy on it. And that's the main thing that you smell from the Alexandria is the ginger and the lemon. Like I said, the YSL alone is definitely better blended, but in my opinion, it's not the better smelling scent, okay? Um, as far as the performance of this original version of YSL alone goes, um, I can't really speak to that because, as you can see here, I just have this tiny, I want to say this is like a 2 or 2.5 ml sample. I do plan on though wearing this when I go back home to Cleveland. This will be one of my fragrances that I'll just take with me. So I do plan to see how this actually performs on me. But again, the Alexandria version, at this point, like I said, it's fully aged. And this has lasted on me again since 5 a.m. this morning. and it's after 9 p.m. tonight, and it's still on me. Um, I put about seven, I want to say 7 sprays or so on me with this. This is definitely one that you can go a little bit heavier with, I would say. Again, because it's lighter, okay? But it definitely, it's a amazing fragrance. Um, I would definitely say before you go out and buy YSL Alone, I would absolutely say that this is worth the buy over loan, especially again if you do like the ginger portion of YSL Alone. Like I said, this is a fresher, kind of airier version of it. The only thing is, if you do plan on wearing this for a warmer weather season, I would recommend buying this out of season. So, if you plan on wearing it in the spring or the summer, buy this in like the fall or the winter, because it is going to take quite a while for this scent to kind of develop and age into what it should smell like. And if you try to start wearing this fragrance right away, you're probably not going to be 100% happy with it, because again, this bottle has changed a lot in the actual smell since the first time that I got it and sprayed it on. Okay, so as far as interpretation or clone of YSL Alone, I would have to give this one like a 9.5 out of 10. And again, I prefer this one over Loam, hands down. Okay, so that's my take, my final verdict on Homme Classique by Alexandria Fragrances. I hope this video was useful to you all. And if this is your first time viewing this video or my channel, definitely like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the channel if you like the content. All right, so that's Jamar again, Vegas Scents. I'll see y'all in the next video.